What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great week. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Blankapino, the Apple Guy. Today I am doing my much ado review of my Sony ZV-1 and whether or not you should buy this camera if you are looking to start your first YouTube video, your first vlogging sessions, or if you are new to Sony cameras. So I'm not going to get into too much of the details as I actually did an unboxing of this a couple months ago when I first bought this. So I will do a follow-up just quick. I've had this camera since November of last year, and it was primarily going to be just my kind of travel camera, so to sense. So I actually had two other cameras that I normally would use for vlogging. I had two Panasonics, and then that was pretty much it. And then I heard about this camera that Sony had popped out. Now this camera, according to Sony, was their primary, it was like their vlogging / content creator camera for those looking to want to start, their first YouTube channel, or looking to want to stream on Twitch, or pretty much anything that you want to do that was vlogging or YouTube or Twitch related or live streaming. This camera was pretty much easy to use. It was primarily made for that to do. Now, when I first heard about it, I didn't really know much about it other than the fact that for the price and what you got with it, it actually wasn't too bad. Features wise, which I'm not going to go too much into, it had a lot of the things that you would want in a creator camera without all the expensive, fancy, having to buy extra lenses, carrying around a bunch of other gear, and things of that nature. So some of the pros I'll go into, one of them being that it is small. It is a compact camera, so if you're familiar with like a lot of the Sony lineups, the RX100 or the 1000 or 100, one of the two, my Sony HX80 that I had, pretty much any of the Sony compact cameras that they had pretty much reminisced of this kind of camera. With the exception of, with this camera, you actually have a pull-out articulating screen. So as you're doing your vlogs, you can see yourself in frame. And as you can see, I can see myself, I can see behind me, I can see what's in focus, what's not in focus. And what's great about this camera is that right now I have this in full auto, which means that I have intelligent audio on for my recording. So I don't have to worry about doing any settings, any changes, having to deal with the ISO, white balance, or anything of that nature. It's all done automatically from the camera. So if you're looking for a camera that is simplistic and easy to use, this camera is easy to do that with. The only adjustments that I think that I actually did to this was that I turned on the steady shot, which basically means that it's like a digital version of IBIS, which stands for in-body image stabilization. So what that means is that as I'm walking around, it may look like the footage is shaky as you're looking at the camera, but as you get ready to do post-editing, the video is actually really smooth and easy to use. Now, that alone at this price range is kind of hard to get, as the only other camera that you're going to get that typically has that feature is usually going to be around the $800 to $900 range, and that's kind of before you add a lens to it. Now this, at almost $700, you get that simple, easy to use. It's a no-brainer. Now I did an unboxing, as I said before, of both the camera as well as the grip with this, and the audio. I had never really used this straight out the box in terms of just audio, so this is actually the first time I've actually used this straight audio without any type of external audio source whatsoever. So if you hear a lot of noise in the background, that is because I am kind of walking around in my neighborhood and there's still water and snow, kind of melting, so kind of have to forgive the audio if it gets a little too loud. But beyond that, the camera is solid. It takes amazing pictures, which I'll throw up some pictures right here. I actually did some panoramics also, and again, these are all just set to intelligent audio for all of this. None of it has been done in manual. So like I said before, when it comes to learning cameras, manual is usually the first thing you want to learn when it comes to dealing with cameras. But again, as I said, not everybody has the same learning curve. So some people may take a little longer to learn it, others not. But if you're looking for a camera that is simple to use, even when it comes to taking photos, again, you can't really argue with the Sony ZV-1. Now, the only cons that I have with this camera is the screen and the battery life. Now, I'll go with the screen first because my Panasonic G85 also has an articulating screen just like the ZV-1. The only issue I have is that it is not full touch. So you can do like touch tracking and you can do touch focus, but that's as far as you can go. On my G85, you can pretty much do the white balance, you can change your aperture, pretty much everything that you can do with that camera you can't do with this. And I'm not saying that it's a deal breaker, but it is something that is very difficult at this price range, considering that my G85 was only $600. This being about $100 some odd dollars more, you're not getting that option. That's probably about the only issue I have in terms of the stat. And then battery life. I wouldn't say the battery life is the best. You can probably go about a day, maybe a day and a half without having to change out the battery, but that really depends on what you're shooting, where you're shooting, in terms of just resolution wise, are you shooting at a higher frame rate, and just, you know, what you're planning on doing. For me, typically, I actually bought two batteries. So I bought the one that came with this one, and then I actually bought another one. So in terms of just, is the camera worth it? Yes. If you were to ask me, if you were a first-time YouTuber, would you get this camera? I would tell you yes, but I also would tell you to invest in another battery, as the battery life on this camera is not the best, so to speak. Like I said, you get about maybe a day and a half of battery life, which actually isn't too bad. But if you're one of those vloggers that likes to just kind of be all over the city and you like to be out for, you know, more than like a couple of hours for shooting or vlogging, definitely get another battery. If you were to ask me again, if it's your first time YouTuber and you've never used the Sony camera, or if you were deciding on getting a camera like this, would I recommend this? I would tell you yes. But I also would tell you to definitely get another battery, because it helps to have another battery, because battery life on this thing is not the best. I wouldn't say it sucks, but if you're one of those like long time vloggers who likes to be out for, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, battery life is not going to be the best for you. But other than that, the camera is pretty easy, simple to use. Like I said, straight out of the box, I just pulled it out, hit auto, hit record, and that's pretty much it. And that is everything. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, one more thing. I am doing a giveaway of a Sony ZV-1 once I reach 1,000 subscribers, that I would just give back to the community for helping me get to where I'm at right now. I am close to that goal. So once I reach 1,000 subscribers, that lucky YouTuber will be getting a Sony ZV-1. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.